Hello, everyone. All right, y'all. So I just did that just to be doing that. Okay, because I could. Hey, everybody, and welcome to Keep Advancement Podcast right here on iHeart Radio. Today, I am talking about how your behavior and self beliefs can affect you and your goals, and what you believe is so powerful, and that's why you got to make sure that what you believe is in line with what you want to do and what you want out of life, because if it's not, of course something's going to fall, and some things are going to get confused and boggled for no reason at all. So self-beliefs influence our goals, strategies, and accomplishments. Do you know which self-beliefs are more dominant in your daily behavior? I mean, for example, now if I honestly thought that I really sucked at, talking on the air and the radio, then I wouldn't be doing it. But the thing is, when I first started doing radio, I said, oh my God, how are people going to view me? What are they going to say about me? Well, truth was, they couldn't say anything about me because they didn't even know me. They hadn't even heard of me. So I was overthinking a lot of things, and I had to lay those negative thoughts to the side in order to accomplish my goals. So how you think and your self-beliefs have a lot to do with your behavior. Instead, I stepped out into the one area I had no experience in. I really didn't even know how to talk right or pronounce words. Still don't know how to pronounce some words, but do I care? No. As long as I am doing something that I love and something that I know will help change people, I may not can change the world, but I can touch one or two of you that listen. All right, so y'all hold for me just a moment while I share this broadcast with some of the other listeners out there in Kiva Land. In Kiva Land, yes, we are live in Kiva Land. All right, so I'm sharing with my Facebook family. All right, so sometimes you can feel like this when it comes down to your behavior and beliefs. We have lived in environments that some were good and some were bad. Even if you was in a good environment, maybe in your home itself might not have been good. You know what I'm saying? You have your environment, and then you have your personal environment, your personal space. So sometimes you may have felt like, unless I'm in control, I am unhappy. I don't know everything. Seize the day. Women are smarter than men. There is no use in complaining. It's pointless. You've gotten a passive behavior about things. People who don't try new things are losers. I'm too good for him. It's my job to take care of others. People who are always happy annoy me. Understanding human behavior is based in part upon conscious awareness of self-beliefs. These beliefs happen to just drive our underlying motives, which influence our purpose, our characteristics, our interests, and also the things that we want to contribute to in life. Such as how we behave around others, manners. People have just plumb gotten out of having any kind of manners. People don't even say thank you no more, hold the doors open. Because we live in a time now where, people are like just doing what they want to do, and they think it's okay not to have any manners. You can compliment somebody and they'll look at you like you're crazy, or like you're finna rape them or something. So self-beliefs are powerful. They are so powerful that the evaluations will strongly influence the careers we seek, the relationships we pursue, and ultimately what we do or do not accomplish in our lifetime. Now, ironically, if I ask you to name which self-beliefs influence you most, you probably wouldn't know where to begin because beliefs are implicit, which means many of the personal theories we have about ourselves operate automatically let me slow down. Operate automatically and unconsciously. And in other words, these beliefs were put into us when we were younger and we didn't even realize it. Maybe you are used to being told no, and so now you're afraid to ask people for anything because you're used to that rejection, and you already know in your subconscious mind how rejection feels. Rejection hurts. Rejection is a form of, so your mind, you may be thinking it's a form of somebody saying you're not good enough. No, we don't need you. So self-beliefs are not religious, political, or secular views and don't include things as how you look like. That's for instance. If you like your eggs running, what does that mean about you? You like your steak black and blue, what is that saying about you? You know what I'm saying? So we don't look like some of the things that we believe in. But yet those beliefs are still there underlying in us and still shaping and controlling us for our next move. And interaction is another thing that we pick up on when we are younger. If we had parents that wasn't really social, then guess what? Chances are we won't be social unless we have lived around other people who were social. Now, my mom wasn't quite as social as my dad. Now, my dad can spot a person a mile away, didn't even know them. But as soon as he approaches them like he been knowing them all their life. And my dad would sit there and have a big old conversation with whoever he just met. Just met him. Don't know him from Adam and Eve. But yet my dad was that social that he could have a conversation with someone who was not familiar to him. And my mom wasn't like that. My mom was more the type that she may speak and keep moving, or she may sit there silently and not say anything until spoken to. That's the type of personality that she had. Now, who did I get my side from? I will say that I started out with getting my side from my mom. I was the type of person I would sit and not speak to anyone until I was spoken to. And sometimes I'm still like that. But as for now, where I'm at in life now, I have learned more through studying and, being more active in the community and stuff, and learned that sometimes people just don't know how to speak to people. And when you have people that don't know how to speak to people, then you have to figure out a way to engage with them and get them to open up. And in other words, we got to bring humanity back. We got to learn how to start talking back with one another and just enjoying one another. So in order to do that, we have to get past our own beliefs, our subconscious mind. We have to get past the feeling of saying that we're not worthy and that we can't do this just because we come from a certain environment or background. By bringing these beliefs to the forefront of your consciousness, people can take steps to harness the power and influence of their beliefs. But what are these mysterious beliefs that determine the totality of your being as a human being? Well, number one is control. The most dominant self-belief is our assessment of the degree of control we have over our own destiny. Control beliefs dictate whether we pursue goals and take tasks for reasons external to the physical self, or to satisfy the inner psychological striving of the core self. People with an external focus feel that their destiny is not within their direct control. Diminished control beliefs result in ascribing life events and accomplishments to fate, luck, or circumstances the individual cannot or will not influence, such as what happened when a person believes that they are stuck in a tedious job because of poor market conditions. Frequently, individuals with the external perspective will not seek challenges and will avoid stretching. Setting a stretchy goal, taking that chance, settling in for the status quo. Controversially, though, people with strong control beliefs feel in command of their world. They believe they can orchestrate their career, social relationships, and lifestyle. The internal focus acts as a catalyst for personal growth and development because the individual takes responsibility and is accountable for their own success or failures. And that's how I am. I had to start looking at myself and saying, you know what, Miss Coco, you got to stop blaming people for what you don't have and hold yourself accountable. You have got to get up out of the bed every morning and choose to take charge of your life. You are the one who has to put your pants on one leg at a time or two legs at a time and jump in them. You are the one who has to put your shoes on and decide which pair of shoes you will wear for today. You are the one who has to decide if you're going to have a good day or a bad day. If you're going to choose to dwell on the past and negative thoughts, or you're going to choose to look more toward the future despite what happened in your past. So you have the control of that. But the problem is now we have many people who are teaching control and not freedom of control. You understand? We have people who would teach you how to be in control, but at the same time, they would not tell you how to allow the control to be your freedom. To be your freedom, you know what I'm saying? To bring that back to life. Instead of it being an illusion of setting your goals and stuff, it's going to become reality, because now you're going to live in the real world. You're going to look and you're going to say, yes, I had some bad breaks. Yes, I may have had to use warfare to get back on my foot, but yes, I'm going to take a chance on my vision. I believe strongly in my vision. See, your beliefs is going to bring you back to life if you have some good beliefs. So you have to evaluate what you're believing in, and control is one of them. The next thing is to be competent. Competent beliefs are also highly influential for motivated behavior. Beliefs include assessments of our overall ability to achieve desired outcomes, but can also reflect micro-level assessments of the perceived skills and abilities needed to complete a task, such as writing an article, installing computer software. The sources of competency appraisals are varied. So listen, y'all. When we have skills, you know what you are good at. You have to believe that the gift that God has given you has a purpose here on this earth. There's a reason that you can write an article at ease, because it has purpose. Even your hand by itself, the hand which people take for granted. That's why I tell people all the time, write. Because the hand which people take for granted, people don't realize how much you do with your hands. You can lay your hands and bring stuff to life. It doesn't have to be an illusion, but you can bring stuff to life by believing in it, by being confident in the skills that you possess and the ability that God has given you. People don't even believe in the ability of God like they used to, but God has given us all the ability to do something out here that would change the world for one another, that would bring greater good. So your beliefs, you can't determine how confident you are based on what people are saying. Some people are waiting for that person to come and pat them on the back and say, good job. You have to be able to do this thing whether they're patting you on the back or not. Some people are waiting on somebody to say, oh, you dressed your kid up really nice. You're a good mother. Honey, you got to be a mother whether they're telling you to or not. Or maybe that father is waiting for someone to say, now he's a good father. He stay in his son's life. Now he makes sure his son got everything that he's well taken care of. You can't wait for people to tell you that. You got to get out here and you got to live your life and do it whether they're telling you to do it or not, whether they're giving you praise or not. Because that's what being confident does. It can influence